then have silent prayers. Silent prayers, okay? So we do silent prayers and then we move on. My apologies for that because that is a tradition we observe in the party and in almost all over the country. I forgot about that. So that's where we are now. So I will allow Sehu to say a few words and Nene probably before we go to Mr. Dabo. All right? It was quite a bit there. I'm full.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's a pleasure to be here today, and I greet you all honorable members from both parties, UDP, UDP and PPP. Like Honorable Mane said, we've been having informal talks prior to even getting to that stage where an agreement was drafted between both parties, and the reason for that is we know the situation of the country today, the struggle that is going on, and the division, even among opposition, and the position that PPP holds today is how can we unite and how can we make sure the opposition is stronger. And we've identified that undoubtedly the numbers speak for itself. It's not something I'm making up. It's the facts. UDP is the largest opposition party. We recognize that electoral strength, and it makes sense for a legacy party like PPP, to align, to come into an alliance with a credible party like UDP. And as you can see, Dr. Mane even said it. Our party leader was actually on the phone with Honorable Dabo just shortly before we came. And even today, we had a meeting with our Central Executive Committee where we outlined, the entire process to make sure it's transparent. That way, there's no ambiguity between anybody in the party because, there are some people on the sidelines that don't want, unity to happen. They want to, they have their own propaganda, and they want to tweak the message, to fit their own narrative. But one thing I can rest assured you guys, the Central Executive Committee was fair, it was transparent, and it was actually put to vote. So the deliberation process was very transparent, and everybody that voted said yes, and I believe 2 people abstained, because we had a conference call. Everybody could not, be in one place, in one geographically, because we have some members that are from URR, CRR, but then we needed to have these conversations today. So we had a conference call, and then we had a quorum, because there's a certain number of people that must be so that we can have a quorum. And then everybody voted yes. Again, that tells you about 95% of the quorum voted yes. 2 abstained, but they didn't actually voice it out because on WhatsApp call people could be on mute, they could be distracted. So we don't actually know the reason why they abstained. Is it maybe due to connection issues? But I can guarantee you, 95 to 96% had a conference call. Everybody could not, be in one place, in one geographically, because we have some members that are from URR, CRR. But then we needed to have these conversations today. So we had a conference call, and then we had a quorum, because there's a certain number of people that must be so that we can have a quorum. And then everybody voted yes. Again, that tells you about 95% of the quorum voted yes. 2 abstained, but they didn't actually voice it out because on WhatsApp call people could be on mute, they could be distracted. So we don't actually know the reason why they abstained. Is it maybe due to connection issues? But I can guarantee you 95 to 96% are on board. And then Honorable Madike Fall also holds the same position. He wants this to happen. We want to align with UDP because we recognize Gambia is bigger than me, Gambia is bigger than all of us. And then we, as PPP, we're also going to do our work. We're going to put in our best effort to reach out to other party leaders and movements to come join this alliance. Like Honorable Mane said, this does not preclude other parties or movements from coming. We actually want that to happen. And I, myself, I will take that covenant to reassure Gambians. I will actually go out there, do the work. I do have 95% of the political party leaders, I do have that direct line of contact. So I can actually pick up the phone and reach out to anybody that I want to, because we want more people to come, join this alliance. It's a credible alliance, And I believe this is what the Gambia needs. This is the message the Gambians need to hear. And we as Gambians, we need to be patriotic. We need to put the Gambia first in everything we do. Every decision we make, we have to look at the 3 million people that are looking up to us. And this is what Madike, this is the same stance Madike 5 stands for. Like I said, and I think I need to reiterate, as of the party, we have a general consensus that this is what needs to happen. A UDP-led alliance, a UDP-led coalition, where we can galvanize other people. Because I don't want ambiguity to be in, hey, we didn't consult some executive members, because I could hear those rumors. So I want to debunk those right now. 96% voted yes. 2 people abstained, but we don't know the reason why. It is connection issues. So that tells you what we do at PPP is fair and transparent. And like Dr. Mane said, we want to also ensure other people that are in the party, when we want to make it bigger, because Antiduta Kamaso, she's excited about this. You know, she's a former National Assembly member. A lot of people know her. A lot of people from Brikamaba, our national president, even our youth president also, they want to be part of the signing. So we're going to reconvene, you know, hopefully sometime next week, so that way we can accommodate people from different regions to come and witness the signing. So that way, you know, we all speak in one message and it's unified. But the contract is finalized. It's in principle. Both parties already agreed to it. It's just a matter of just putting a signature. And that's going to happen as soon as early next week, where we can also invite, you know, other executives of PPP that are traveling long distances to witness that historical event. My apologies for talking too much. I will also let Nene speak.
Wow, I think you already. My reason for being here is more selfish than it is anything else. Majahasko. Mansuma reason Punyo. I tell Lawyer Dabo this reason all the time. Suma reason is very, very selfish. I love Gambia. I'm here because I love Gambia. I believe we have a responsibility. And at some point, Sheku came to me and said, we cannot run against President Barrow and win if UDP is not involved. UDP is the largest opposition party. So if we care about Gambia, we have to put our personal ambitions aside. And I'm going to start with myself. It says we're going to give Lawyer Dabo his flowers, and we're going to let him know we come in peace. We're going to acknowledge the 30 years of hard work, and we're also going to acknowledge that if he's not a part of any party, we will not beat President Barrow. And the goal is to get President Barrow out of Gambia. We don't even care where he goes. So if we care about Gambia and we care about the well-being of Gambians, let's vote UDP. Let's support UDP. Let's do everything we can in our power to build an alliance with UDP and to join UDP with other parties. Because I want you guys to know, President Barrow Ragalnade, he was not expecting this. He did not think an alliance was going to happen. And I promise you guys, this is the beginning of many alliances. There are many other conversations that are happening. Anybody that has a political party who is saying that they have to lead and their coalition is what's going to lead for us to get Barrow out is not thinking about the Gambian people. That person is thinking about themselves. Thank you. If you love Gambia and you truly want to make change, you're going to align yourself with the largest party. They've been here for 30 years. He's worked hard for 30 years. He deserves to lead this party. This coalition deserves to be party-led. Anybody else who comes and says that we need to go through them to create a coalition doesn't care about you, Gambia. Listen carefully. They care about themselves and they care about enhancing their own political careers. That's one. Two, again, I started by saying that I have my own personal reason why I joined UDP. 1981, my father went to prison. He went to prison for the coup d'etat that happened in Gambia with Kukoy Sambajaki. Chea Sinseka. When we didn't have a place to live, I have to talk about this. I have to give him these flowers. When we didn't have a place to live, when we were homeless, everybody turned their back against us. Lawyer Dabo stood with my mother.
Right. Thank you.
When Gambia said no, he put his career on the line.
Right.
He gave us food to eat. He gave us a place to stay when we didn't have one. When I left at 8 years old, I didn't know who he was. Because 8 years to 50 years is a long time. And he doesn't like me talking about this. But I have a mother who is 84 years old today that reminds me that I am standing here because of him. When Gambia said no to me and my family, he said yes. He jeopardized his life, his career. My father was in prison for 11 years. He provided my grandmother Yanene a meal for 11 years until my father came back. If he can do that and want nothing back, what do you think he will do for you, Gambia?
Thank you.
Think about this selfless man that has spent 30 years. Nobody is perfect. I know we all have things that we want change for. But look at the grand scheme of things and put yourself in his position and vote for Gambia. Jereje.
Thank you.
So we don't.
And I'm a living testament.
You are a living testimony, and there have been many cases. And the thing is, he doesn't want anybody to talk about these things. He's shedding tears because he's also emotional. He knows what happened during that time. He knows what your family went through. And many other families have been through similar things in the Gambia, and he stood by them. That is the kind of person you want to entrust a country to. That is the kind of person who you know will not let you down, will not betray you, and will not kill for the resources of this country. He put everything on the line. His career, his life, his wealth, his freedom, his family. He put it all on the line for this country for 30 years. And picture this. This gentleman was in government for 2.5 years. With all the inquiries that happened in this country, not once did you hear anybody say he took a butut. If that had happened, it would have been all over the country for years. There were commissions here when the coup d'etat happened, the Algali Commission, and then afterwards you had the Janneh Commission after the 2016 elections. We had all commissions here, TRRC and all of them. Not once was his integrity called into question. Not once did anybody come forward to say he did something wrong to me, my family, or whatever. That did not happen. Now, unless you're looking for an angel, that's the person you want to lead the country. I came out of retirement to join this party. So did Larry Sisi. So did so many other people. Others have been here active all their life, fighting alongside him. And this is what we want for the country. We want to take this country to the next level because we can do this. But we have to do it as a team. We have to do it as Gambians, like-minded, and who are all pushing in the same direction. The reality is there for all of us to see. From 2016 to date, any election that took place, we won. 2016 was UDP-led, even though the candidate was independent, and we won that election. 2021, we won, and they stole our victory. We went to the Supreme Court, our case was thrown out, and vote. We won the popular vote for the parliamentary elections. They had more seats because of gerrymandering. We won the chairmanship elections. We won the councilorship elections by popular vote for every single one of those elections, and we have been growing since. When our election was slogan in 2021, we didn't fold our arms and feel destitute and desperate and cry. We went to work the following day. From the 5th of December 2021, we went to work. And we have been working since. Single one of those elections, and we have been growing since. When our election was slogan in 2021, we didn't fold our arms and feel destitute and desperate and cry. We went to work the following day. From the 5th of December 2021, we went to work. And we have been working since. And we will not stop until the 5th of December 2026 when we get to that ballot. That is what is worth to us. Since 2024. Neither did I. And there are so many other people in the party like that who never took leave. We have been on the job since then because the Gambia is worth that to all of us. We are in coalition talks with other parties. So this does not mean that we are stepping away from those. We continue in those as well, hoping that they will also come to the same fruition. But we've got to move. And this is the beginning. This is the beginning of a new Gambia that is dawning in our presence. Now, we call on all other Gambians, parties, movements, CSOs, NGOs, who really have the same intention of changing this country to come forward. Let's do this together. And we can. We can make this country better. The Gambia is 3 million people or slightly less. That is less than the population of Dakar. We can't even provide electricity to 3 million people. We can provide good food, good water, education, etc. I don't need to go through that litany. You all know it. But we've got to change. Remember, if we don't do this, what is coming next time round? Nobody wants to witness that. Let's make this change happen. And ladies and gentlemen of the press, we thank you for always being there when we call upon you. I will just give the floor to Larry Cisse for a few minutes before we give it to Mr. Dabo, so that we don't keep you all waiting too long. Larry, you want to say a few words?
Not really. Not really. I think you. I recall I went on a mission to Liberia. Arrived back here March 20. COVID-19 closed the world. Then after COVID, the elections took place in 2021, and we've been, like Lamin said, we've been here working 24/7 to let Gambians know that there are better alternatives to what we now have. You see, this country is very rich. It's not poor. If you look at the assets and the money that the Jana Commission had revealed, I was Secretary General of this government, and I never knew Gambia had that kind of money until I read the reports. We are rich, but it's being pilfered by a privileged few, and they are enjoying what they have. And you, all of you, you scare them to death because you are telling them we are going to take that plate off of you. And when you do, you're going to have to fend for yourself and live on your own sweat. They've been living on our sweats for too long. And this man, I'm following him. And he touched on that reason partially. I don't tell people he's been in the government for 2.5 years. I tell people he's been in the public domain for 50 years. And nobody had pointed a finger at him to say, you've said this, it's inappropriate. You've done this, it's illegal. How many of our public personalities can have that bragging right? It's not there. Now, if we forget about all of those things and go with our personal ambitions and not taming those personal ambitions, that's where the country loses big time. What Saho and Nene have done is patriotic. They could have gone on their own and contested the presidency like him, but they chose to say, let's go to where we know we can win for sure. Now, on the coalition, you're hearing a lot of talk. Some are saying we agreed on candidate-led, some are saying we agreed on party-led. For us, we are a party-led outfit, and we have several parties in our corner saying we want to follow you on party-led. And you have a minority of political parties who are saying candidate-led. They forgot history all too soon. 2016 was a candidate-led. Look at what President Barrow has done to us. He kicked us in the groin, where it hurts the most. And he's laughing at all of us, thumping his nose at us, while living large on our backs. If you want to change that, go with integrity, go with honesty. I don't have a whole lot to say, and I don't generally like to talk in this thing. But people need to know it's not a mean feat to be in the public domain for 50 years and nobody has anything to say about you. That you've done wrong. And Gambians need to consider that quite seriously when they make those choices. So the other opposition parties, we've always said we are open to discussions. We are not telling anybody we are big or small. We respect all of them. That's why we are sitting down around the table and talking to them. That respect has to translate into a reciprocal respect for us. They cannot sit and say numbers don't matter. They cannot sit and say size doesn't matter, because it matters a whole lot. What your numbers are, what your sizes are. Lamin just told you the numbers. We are proud to achieve those things under some of the most extraneous circumstances you can find yourself in. But we persevered. And we are showing Gambians that we can be magnanimous in our size and in our numbers, and we can respect them to know that we will lead with humility. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
For me, just to say thank you on behalf of the United Democratic Party and on behalf of the entire Gambia. Thank you. But thank you, the PPP. You said it. It is a legacy party. Yes, it is a legacy party. This is the first party that ushered this country to independence. And they did well. Very, very well. We're talking about the UDP. It is the PPP with two other parties that form the United Democratic Party based on principle after the 2024. You see, your actions reminded me of after 1996 elections, when those PPP and those other parties were banned. The ban was lifted 2001. When everybody wanted to go on their own, the PPP stood to say, you know what? We are, as you said, the legacy party. We are not here for our own. We are here for this country. For the past 5 years, we've been dormant because of the ban. Now, just a few months to the elections, the ban is lifted. There is no way that we can be able to mobilize and bring our people back again. We would have been selfish to say we want to go on a war. But if we are to see the Gambia, we will still continue, even though after the ban, being after this man and his family. That's why 2001, even though NCP went on their own, PPP remained. Because what they said was they wanted to restore democracy and the rule of law, not only the PPP as a party. So what you have done reminded me of the legacy party that you talked about. So of course, it's not a surprise. I am just excited, and I feel, yeah, the way you think is the way we think. The Gambia is bigger than everybody, and we are into this because of the Gambia, and we are inviting everybody to see the Gambia first. Barrow cannot do it. He doesn't have the temper. He can't. He will never be able to do it. So for the Gambia's sake, let's get him out, and this is the time. Thank you very much.
I have to stand too because I'm not just addressing the ladies and gentlemen in this room, but I think I'm addressing the entire Gambian nation, and I should, out of respect for the people of the Gambia, stand up and say a few words. Let me start by acknowledging the presence of the chairman of Manzakonka Area Council, Mr. Nande Sami. I think he was the initiator of this project. He had contact with Sehu because they are brothers, or his brother and Sehu are very good friends. So he really cleared the way for Gambians to be rescued from this terrible government that we have. And it was his efforts that led Mr. Mane engage PPP leadership, and that engagement has resulted in this gathering today. Just before I came out, I was speaking to Mr. Usman Madike Fall, the leader of PPP, who is genuinely committed to this project, who is genuinely committed to seeing to it that the Gambia that he knew when he was a child has been destroyed. And he wants that Gambia to be revived and be a better place than when he was a child. He has that commitment, and he has that commitment with his team. And here on the ground, Mr. Sao and Nene are leading that team. I cannot say much than to say thank you to you, the young people, who realize that we cannot now afford to be selfish in the sense of wanting to do things for ourselves. Thank you for being altruistic. Thank you for thinking about the ordinary people in the country. The old woman inside a Gubu, the herdsman in Felankoto, the gardener in Bakau. These are people that I've thought about. And because of that, you have chosen to forge alliance with the United Democratic Party so that the project that we call Rescue the Gambia can be accomplished. I am impressed, and I'm in fact very hopeful, because if you were not altruistic, an easy way out was to join. Thank you very much. Well, our relationship is born out of respect for each other. Our relationship is informed by our concern for the people of this country. And this concern that we're expressing is really not being done as fad or fables. It is reality. We can no longer afford to really shirk our responsibilities to this nation. We have to take the right step, and this is the right step that has been taken. It's not one of making Hussein Dabo president. No. It is one of really rescuing this country. Because while Hussein Dabo maybe in the presidency, you, Yanene, Seko, Landing, Mane, Osman, and others who subsequently joined us will be the ones that will be really doing the work. And together, we will be satisfied that at least we have done something for our country. I think that is why all of us are in it. I heard your interviews. If it was anything personal, you would have stayed away in the United States. You didn't need to come to the Gambia. Maybe I also didn't need to get into politics. I just need to stay in my practice. But because we are concerned about the Gambia, that is why we are in this together. Today, your presence here is a loud expression of the endorsement of my candidacy. And I am grateful for that, for the confidence you have reposed in me to endorse my candidature. Of course, we will have the signing ceremony when my deputy party she is dying to be here. Yeah? She had to go on some other assignment, but she is dying to be here. Yeah? And she will be present at that. And I hope that I'll be able to see Lamin Nanko also. Because seeing Lamin Nanko, for me, will inject me nostalgic feelings because his dad, we are among people who founded the United Democratic Party. He was our chairman in the then CRR. It is MID, then CRR. So Keba Nanko, so really, I mean, we, as you said, PPP is a legacy party, and that legacy, United Democratic Party picked up and was maintaining all these years. And hopefully, in fact, let me say confidently, that legacy we will all keep alive. I'd like to thank you all, and Yanene, to say really, whilst we are recounting this, I just saw myself, Buckle Street, 19 Buckle Street, in the law office of my brother, when he introduced legacy, United Democratic Party picked up and was maintaining all these years. And hopefully, in fact, let me say confidently, that legacy we will all keep alive. I'd like to thank you all, and Yanene, to say really, whilst we are recounting this, I just saw myself, Buckle Street, 19 Buckle Street, in the law office of my brother, when he introduced to me the NLP. It was at Maghrib time when he introduced to me the NLP. And of course, since then, we've been together in the law courts. We did some funny cases, like the bow and arrow cases. We did them here. I mean, they are politically motivated cases. Yeah? And he was a wonderful gentleman, very erudite, very principled. And as my elder brother, I think I learned a lot from him. I learned from him. But of course, I guess that same principle, the pedigree they are showing, I'm sure it'll carry. But I'd like to thank members of the press for coming at a very short notice. I am sure for the signing ceremony, you will have enough notice, yeah, so that you will bring whatever gadgets you want to bring along to cover the occasion. But let me thank all of you for being here, and I think Gambia today can sleep. I think today Gambians will say, yes, we know we are going to be rescued, because PPP and UDP getting together will certainly liberate the Gambia from those who never cared for this country and those who will never care for this country. I thank you very much.
Thank you.
For coming at such a very short notice. The document is ready. But please bear with us for a few more days because we want to give the exclusivity to the members of the executive, the two parties, to be able to present it themselves when the signing ceremony is taking place. We know you all dying to see it, but I say to you, please be patient for a few more days. We will give you the document on that day when we sign it. And you will see that it's a very well designed and thought out document, which is inclusive. It is inclusive because it opens the door to other parties to join this agreement and other movements and non-governmental organizations, CSOs, etc. Anybody who has the Gambia at heart who wants to join this movement is more than welcome to join what we started today. So you will see that document during the signing ceremony, and we'll give you all copies, soft or hard, whichever you prefer. And until then, I say to you all, thank you very much. Thank you to our party leader. Thank you to Sehu. Thank you to Nene. You have made us all very proud. Thank you very much. Jërëjëf.